Modern life is overwhelming, and motorcycling is my solve for that. I'm so tired of the firehouse of information, latest trends, escalating news, TikToks leeching my brain, articles that I should care about, but I don't. I don't want to be more informed, more plugged in. I just want peace. And while algorithms and screens are pushing online spaces, electronic relationships, and just numbing you out, motorcycles are bringing you places, forcing life into you, filling your chest with experiences and widening your horizons, to the point where you almost don't even have a choice. I need to combat that noise with, well, noise.
The core superpower of the motorcycle is that it pulls focus, it demands attention, and it purges your brain. This inline 4 does not care or leave room for Monday
Morning meetings, questioning if I made the right call, doubting your future. Nothing enters. It's a two-wheeled medical marvel that rebukes anything not integral to riding the damn thing. The overthinking that plagues me gets harnessed into analyzing and then navigating notable threats, keeping me safe. Loneliness and pity fades away as you turn onto that familiar road. Also, you're on a motorcycle, you can't be sad. Like, no loneliness, no pity. But as you're moving through those corners and curves, you're cutting through all that negative thought, going for a ride to escape, and being found.
Woo! Profound, huh?
Actually, don't be found. On the motorcycle, it's a free pass to not check your email. Read a text, respond to that Teams message, an excuse to not be reached. There are increasingly few places where people cannot have immediate access to you. Of course, you always have the choice to not answer or ignore, but on the motorcycle, you're in the ether. Deep space, even though that's a giant bird riding in the sky. But you're off the grid, and it feels refreshing. Sometimes I take the added step of riding with no music. I just listen to the rise and fall of my engine and the wind cut under my helmet and past my ears. Around the house, I always have a podcast or a song punching away in the background, and my brain doesn't get that natural time to wander. It's not always time to learn or soothe, and it's the most first world problem ever, but I just don't give myself enough time to think. The world we've built seems fixated on removing every obstacle, that was a good one, in the name of convenience. We suppress boredom, avoid discomfort, dull pain, mellow excitement, and stifle every rough, non-round edge we can find. Friction is good for us. Life is difficult, and sticking your head in the sand or numbing yourself enough to not feel it doesn't make those difficulties disappear. Oftentimes, it's actually that discomfort that wakes you up. And as a society, we are shying away from hard truths and true hardships and just drowning in frivolous problems. Dumb issues. Avoidable. Motorcycling is inconvenient, at least on paper. You're exposed to the elements, you lack any meaningful storage, it demands more attention, and there's undeniably more risk. Today, it was 105 degrees when I left work. I was sweating, crying, liquid was coming out of somewhere before I even got my helmet on. And yet, I still wouldn't have traded that for an air-conditioned car. Mostly because I get home so much faster, but also sometimes comfort isn't what I need. Sometimes I need to feel the heat, work through that fatigue, and participate in what's happening around me. Not do what's commonplace now and insulate myself from it. It's just the new standard of solving problems. I'm interested in pursuing a good life, not just a frictionless one. And I'm not claiming motorcycling cures anything and everything. Your problems are still waiting there for you after your ride or a quick little stint on the bike, but they don't seem so apocalyptic at the end of that. The more connected and digitally optimized my life gets, the less of it I remember. Just days blur together. You're militantly following the routine, subsisting through work. You come home, go to sleep, rinse, repeat. Technically present for all of it, but just not really there. That's the life I'm trying to detach from. Not truly life, but this tendency I have to survive or rush through or cover it all up just to check it off a list. All right, humor me just real fast. You know it's serious because I sat down. I imagine life like a coursing river that winds down the side of a mountain. There's fish in its waters, forested banks with fruit trees, places where the current rushes and slows, calms itself into glides, and then tumbles violently into rapids. Sometimes it flows straight downhill. Other times it snakes sideways for miles before turning back. It's unpredictable, inefficient, and occasionally dangerous. However, full of everything you need. Your job isn't necessarily to get to the bottom of the mountain, it's to follow the river. But we're obsessed with getting there faster, because it's what we do. Eventually, you notice the river snaking away from the direction that you want to go. Following it would take too long, so you climb out and cut through the thick woods. Maybe you build a bridge over a section that you'd rather not navigate. You tell yourself you'll meet back up with the water, somewhere further downstream. Maybe you do. But take enough shortcuts and eventually you can't hear the river anymore. Now you're wandering through the woods trying to remember which direction the water was in. Your time saver consumed you. Tainted your goal, possibly will cause you to die lost in the thicket. I do the same with my own life. A lot. I worry, compare, optimize. I turn experiences into commodities and ask what I can get out of them instead of actually experiencing them. I'm so quick to rush through the troublesome or inopportune pieces because I've decided that getting to the next portion is more important than being here for this one. Some things are supposed to take time, supposed to be arduous, to test your patience and tempt you toward an easier route. Staying the course is preparing you, honing the skills that you need. Maybe the answer isn't another shortcut. Maybe it's to stop shortchanging yourself and get back in the water. The motorcycle gets me back to the river. And what's the hurry down the mountain anyways? Also, a portion of this video was edited like this. Have a good day. Goodbye.